Simba, say hello, say hello, say hello. Look, what's this? What is happening, YouTube? Hope you're having an awesome December so far. It's summer here in Perth, Western Australia, and the sun is good to us. In other words, I am slightly less white than normal. And if you've been following me on my social media, you would have seen that I've gotten some new ink updates in terms of, see, let me tell, and some tiles, shark skin, whatever, inspired by old mate Aquaman. And Kuno started to get coloured in, which is pretty sick. But welcome to December. Thanks for clicking on the video. Wanted to share with you some insight into how I finished November and plans for December to finish the year strong. So yeah, my bulk has officially come to an end. Finished it sitting at 87, and yeah, still maintaining. You can see a six-pack, which is almost unheard of when people are bulking. Yeah, they gain lots of fat, that sort of thing. So the bulk of my gains have obviously been muscle, which is fantastic. It's been a long and slow process, but I'm excited to cut. So what I'm going to be doing across December is I'm going to be eating at maintenance. So what I've basically done is I've shifted my calories from 3870 down to I think 3250 or something like that. And yeah, I'm going to have that as the intake right across December. So that way I can still, you know, cycle calories a bit if I need to in terms of working around Christmas time with all the gains and stuff like that. Look at this lad, look at him. Look at him, he's licking the door. What a weird kid. But anyway, yeah, eating at maintenance across Christmas. And then that will mean that all things going to plan in terms of how thermodynamics works, I'll be, yeah, hopefully losing some fat across December and getting leaner while retaining all my muscle that I've built. And then obviously come January, it's balls to the wall, you know, shredding and putting myself into a deficit. So yeah, that's I guess what's news. I'm coming to the end also of my study to become a sports nutritionist. That's pretty sick, through the ISSN. I've got my exams coming up in a couple of weeks. That should be pretty sick. Been studying hard for that, learning all the things, literally all the things. And looking after this little hero over here to make sure that everything that he learned at Hoon School is sinking in. What we're going to be going over now is, yeah, part of obviously this update is you know, me sharing some insight into how my workouts are looking. So you're going to be seeing footage coming across now of yeah, me basically rocking a full upper body workout, so you can see sort of like how I train, and I guess me add some value to you in terms of if you're stuck with your training, that sort of thing. So basically, regardless of whether I'm cutting or bulking or whatever, my intention is to train to be able to maintain the muscle that I have at the time, and obviously provide various stimulus and progressive overload to make sure that you know, in terms of wherever my calories are at, that will determine how my aesthetics follow. So as you would have seen there, some decline heavy bench press. I utilize the slingshot when I'm doing reps below 5, so that way I can, you know, move some extra volume and obviously keep the tension on my chest. When I do upper body, this was on a Friday, I think it was, then moved into behind the neck, so behind the, you know, behind the neck, shoulder press. And the idea of that is to make sure that while I'm hitting a different part of the shoulders, as opposed to, you know, in front of the head, normal overhead press, and you know, stimulate some gains there. Then moving on to lat pull downs, so making sure that I was, as you would have seen here from this footage, I make sure that I always retract my scapula down before I actually pull the handles down. So rather than just going like this, I go drop it down and then pull down. So that way, more lat gains are actually made. So make sure that you're doing that if you're, you know, including lat pull downs in your programming as well. And then into some incline chest press. Now the goal of this workout was to basically have the first few exercises kind of like strength reps, so anything below 6, with controlled tempo, so that way obviously the muscle that was being isolated is actually being isolated and used, and then from there gradually increasing the reps of the exercises that I was doing, so that way it's more of a focus on hypertrophy but also increasing volume. So yeah, wide rows, that was awesome. Chest flies, obviously a shit angle here, but absolutely love these because obviously, well, the intention of when I do chest flies isn't to bring my hands together, but to basically get a full nice stretch with my arms slightly bent, and then focus on going like this and buzz. So that's about it. So not bringing hands together, focusing on bringing elbows together. Look at that, see? Tension city. So that's the variation that I do when I do flies. And then body weight, chin-ups. Yeah, these are fucking awesome, really, really hard. So if you're not including them in your programming, make sure that you are to some extent. And then it was some CrossFit gains. So some really high rep clean and press, which is something that is just absolutely soul destroying if you haven't done them before. As you can see here, you know, like I've got solid vascularity in my back even while bulking, so I'm pretty excited to see how lean and shredded I can get across yeah, eating at this deficit and stuff like that, and seeing how my body progresses. These single arm pull downs you'll see here are awesome. They're great for building on I guess the width of your back, and you'll feel the contractions in it in an awesome way compared to regular pull downs. And then to finish, it was wide grip cable rows, high reps once again as well. Make sure if you're doing these that you don't go YOLO momentum or whatever, but if you're gonna rock your torso, that you do it with control and intention and purpose, so that way you stimulate actual muscle wear and tear, and you'll actually make gains from doing so. And then these one arm Arnold presses, they're inspired by our old mate Steph Fitmum, who I doubt is gonna see this video, but hey, she's an absolute champion. I saw her doing them and I was like, fuck yeah, these are cool. And I've actually had them in my programming for a while now. They're absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that's insight into my training. It's a bit of an insight into how things are going with my prep. If you follow me on social media, so Facebook or Instagram, you will see much more detail in terms of full workout videos, snippets, stories, the whole entire shoot and caboodle. So check out my social links below. And yeah, when it comes to the game of YouTube, obviously it's kind of a bit of a hit and miss game. Like, it's fun to put up videos, but unless you've got, like, you know, endless subs and whatever, you know, your old mate YouTube doesn't really show you stuff to people. So this is something I do for fun. Obviously a lot of YouTubers do it as their full-time gig, and that's fair enough, you know, kudos to them, but you know, it is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you're a returning subscriber, comment below how you're going with your goals, and let me know if you found some value in this one. And hey, if you're new to the channel, make sure you press subscribe, turn your notifications on, so that you can get some insight into when I go live in terms of all the different stuff that I post. And yeah, keen to connect with you some more at my social below. And thanks for watching. Big love.